welcome to my channel. In today's video I wanted to combine two of my favourite types of videos to film, which are vlogs and literally anything book themed. I couldn't quite think of like a different challenge to do, so I just wanted to do a normal vlog but include lots of reading updates and reviews and stuff in the video. I'm currently reading Mile High on my Kindle, which is over there. But something I wanted to focus on as we are officially in a new month, the month of October, is kind of just exiting my lazy girl era and being more productive and creating healthy habits and stuff. So that's what I'm going to try and implement throughout this video, as it's like the first few days of October. At the minute it's been a little bit difficult. There are some things that I'm doing and I'm being more productive, but it's difficult because certain family members of mine are quite sick at the minute, and so I did my workout a couple of days ago, but I was constantly going up and down stairs and cooking dinner and stuff, and it just completely wore me out. So I've just decided to kind of steer away from doing my workouts for a few days to focus on taking care of everyone. One video I do want to read in this video is A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is over there on my bookshelf, which is why I look that way. But I want to finish the book I'm in the middle of at the minute, because I don't see the point in reading multiple books at once, for me personally. I've gotten ready slightly into like an outfit, but that's still comfortable and stuff. I have some shorts on, and then I have a cute like oversized jumper type thing on, because here in Spain it's like a little bit breezy, but it's still quite hot because we don't have normal like fall/autumn weather, which is really sad because it's my favourite season. But some of the to-dos today are, I want to take my nail polish off because it is coming off from doing like chores and stuff. My sister painted them like a week ago, but they're just starting to chip and it's like not looking good anymore. And I want to make a Russian salad because it's like easy and simple for people to eat if they want food. So that's just a few things I'll be doing in this video. I just finished Edge of Collapse. I don't know if you can see the screen that much because I had to turn it into dark mode, like nighttime reading mode, because my eyes started hurting even with my glasses on and I was starting to get a headache, so I swapped it so that it was easier to read. This book felt very slow to me. Definitely a book series that feels more like episodes rather than something that can be put into a movie. This was meant to be a thriller, but I didn't really get that until like the last like 25-ish% mark. So I was already like 3/4 into the way of the book before any thriller action moments started to happen, for my personal preferences of what I want in thriller books. It did, spoiler alert, it did end on a cliffhanger, and even though it ended on a cliffhanger, which would typically make me more inclined to read the next book, this one I just don't really want to pick the next book up on, but just because I really didn't enjoy this book, and I feel like when I don't enjoy the first book in a series, it's not something I'm going to force myself to finish, because it's all going to be pretty much probably around the same type of writing and stuff. So my final rating for this book is a 2.5 star, because while the storyline and stuff was not great, thriller elements weren't there, Kyla Stone's writing and way of describing different elements in the book definitely interested me and entertained me, but it was just down to the storyline that I just couldn't get behind, which for me is quite a big part of the book, which is why I can't rate it any higher than that. So yeah, we're down a book on our reading goal, and now I'm just trying to decide what book to go to next, because I feel like I'm going to stick to reading on my Kindle at the minute, because there are a few physical books I have, but I mean, one of them I know I want to do a separate video for, because it's a very anticipated read for me. So I'm gonna have a look on my Kindle. I mean, I already have 4 downloaded that I want to read, but I'm just trying to like read based on my mood, because a couple videos ago I got into a book slump because I read this really not a book slump, more like a book overload of, I read a really good book and it was like nothing compared to it. So I want to read based on my mood, so that I'm kind of stopping that from repeating. Same as reading like a book that I didn't really enjoy would typically, the next book I read, I'd take more time to read it because it just put me off. So to try and attempt to stop that from happening, I'm gonna read based off of my mood. Right now I'm kind of feeling like a romance, so I'm gonna have a quick look on my Goodreads list of romances I have on there that are on my TBR list, and yeah, then we'll figure things out from there. So I've had a look, and I think it's on my TBR both written list as well as Goodreads list. It's one of the ones I had pre-downloaded on my Kindle anyway, which is Mile High by Liz. Oh, okay. By, I now can't see the author. Liz Tomford. I hope I'm saying that right. It is book 1 in the Windy City book series, which I know is quite popular on, like, within the book world on YouTube, as well as on TikTok, but more on YouTube than TikTok based on what I've seen. So I'm going to read the first book in that series, and I do hope I enjoy it, because I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't, because a lot of the people I have similar taste to have rated it quite highly. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading this. Also, we're just not going to talk about the hair situation, because I didn't put my curling products in it, so I put 2 like braids into it, like 1 on each side, and I've been styling it for like yesterday. I took it out of the braids, did a half up half down, which means that my curls at the top then had like a big bump in them because of the ponytail. And so because it was like a casual day, if you guys can hear, it's quite windy outside, I wanted to wear something comfortable, so I have like shorts on with an oversized t-shirt, and I just put my hair into a bun. But because my hair's like naturally curly, I get these flyaways, which I've learned to accept. No matter, like, unless I use gel with a slick back bun, which I'll do tomorrow because I'm going out for lunch with my family. I just can't seem to get rid of them. It's Friday, aka the next day. I got a jumper on with some like thigh length exercise shorts. Yesterday was chaotic. You saw the beginning of yesterday, and then from there it just went into absolute chaos, which I'll tell you about later. But right now it's like 20 past 8 in the morning, so I'm going to put a cap on and I'm going to go take the bin and some recycling, and then I'll get back. We have these, oh that's quite loud, apples in the freezer, and they're like getting to the point where they're probably going to go off soon. So I thought I'd attempt a new recipe, which is an apple blondie recipe. If you don't know what blondies are, they're essentially brownies but like not chocolate, so they're more vanilla flavoured. So I'm gonna start cooking that. I've not made it before, so we're just gonna try and see how it turns out. But it's gonna be a bit like cinnamony because it's what the apples are cooked in, so it's fall type flavours as well. Nearly 15% through Mile High. I've recently become kind of like obsessed with reading in dark mode on my Kindle, just because it's more flattering on my eyes when I'm reading for long periods of time. Before, it would always like start to give me headaches, and because I already get like pain at the minute with my wisdom tooth growing through, it just kind of helps prevent that and helps me stay reading for longer. I'm just about 100 pages into this book. I'm really enjoying it. The banter dynamic between all the different characters is super interesting. But we're at that point now where it's like you've fully gotten to know the characters for who they are, both as like individuals as well as in the group setting as who they present themselves as. So now I'm just excited to see where the storyline goes with it. I really need to like sort my nails out. I think I'm just going to take the polish off because it's just starting to bother me with how like chipped and stuff it is. But I definitely want to keep reading. I think I might either go make a tea or a coffee because I am at that point where I'm like, I want caffeine. I'm so tired because obviously I've been taking care of people for the past few days and like cooking, and yesterday was chaotic, which definitely drained me a bit. I'm struggling today, but we'll get through it. Dinner. If you hear the noise in the background, it's the cubed potatoes that I made earlier, just cooking off in the air fryer. But I made some chicken nugget type things with like small breadcrumbs on the outside and salt and pepper seasoning, which is from the Pinch of Nom book, which the leftover is in here because I'll sprinkle it on top once they're cooked, and like if people want them on top of the potatoes, or even like in the future, it's just helpful to have it like all pre-made. So I'm gonna go ask people what they want with them, whether they want it in like wraps or a roll, just so I can prep. Some people just want the like potatoes at the side, other people are having a roll, and I'm gonna make a cucumber sweet corn mixture with olive oil and salt, just because when I'm trying to get back into that healthy fitness. I'm also going to have some potatoes on the side, but I am very sensitive in the fact that I can get very bloated very like easily, so I just try and like help prevent that as best as I can. I'm also watching Peru's project. I think it's her most recent video, it might not be, but it's the 48-hour cozy full readathon. I love her. She very much inspires my book content I do on my YouTube channel, except she's a bit more aesthetic than I am. I say she's aesthetic, I'm chaotic.
Doing a good job, you're right around the net, and making sure they're able to clear.
I just got a shower, washed my hair, put a comfy outfit on. I have some like joggy bottoms with a cropped t-shirt on. I decided to put products in my hair and let it dry naturally because it's been a while since I've done that, because I've been doing like plaits and stuff in my hair recently. The next thing I need to do is I'm gonna put this bedding on to wash, and I'm gonna put my other bedding on, and then I'm gonna go. I had a discussion with my mum and dad this morning about dinner, and I'm going to try some barbecue pulled chicken, like taco type things. So the chicken is on in the slow cooker to cook, so I'm going to go check on that, then I'm going to get to reading. I'm planning to have a late night tonight because there's a hockey game on and a college football game on that I want to watch, so yeah. So I made a nice little cup of tea, English breakfast tea with some milk in there. I have some water over there set up. I'm going to put some music on, going to light a candle, maybe, depends, and I'm going to put my glasses on and start reading. Everyone in my house is essentially, I think, either in bed or asleep. Right now it's nearly 1 a.m. I'm waiting for my college football match to come on that I'm watching, which is Michigan. But I thought while I'm waiting for it, I'd give you a little rundown of the overall storyline of Mile High up to the point that I'm up to. So essentially we have two main characters, a male and a female. We get to read from both of their points of view, which if you know me or have been watching my videos for a bit, you know that I love multiple points of views in books. I just think it's really interesting to get to know how each person is actually feeling or thinking in different moments. But our main male character is Xanders. He is on the Chicago hockey team, and he essentially is portrayed as this really egotistical douchebag, obsessed with himself type guy. Very much like fuckboy energy, player, leaves the game every weekend or every game that they have with a new person. And you have a flight attendant that's been booked for this season on their private jet for the team called Stevie, who up until this point, because obviously I don't know where it goes further on into the story, I am Stevie. Stevie is me. I genuinely think Stevie was written based on me because this girl resonates with me to an extent that I can't even describe the similarities between us. But her brother is also a famous athlete in Chicago, and so she gets hired as a flight attendant, and their first encounter between Xanders and Stevie, not great, and they don't really like each other. She's very much bad bitch, will stand up for what she believes in, won't be a people pleaser, push around type person, not a pushover whatsoever. I love that about her, love it. And so that's kind of where I'm up to. They definitely all have very, very, very good banter. The girls are starting to develop friendships with each other. You get to see different dynamics between Xanders and some of the players on the team. You're getting to know the characters more in depth, but I don't want to give too much away, and also I don't want to speak for too long because I was literally crying a little bit before filming this because of how much my tooth hurts, my wisdom tooth that's growing through. So I'm going to stop talking and yapping about this book and read, watch my football, sleep, and then essentially do the same tomorrow. I'm now upstairs. It's been a couple of days since I last saw you. Got a shower, washed my hair, it's tied back into a plait. but I did want to clarify that when I was talking about relating to Cassie on like as a character, I did not mean like the stuff about her being like a bad bitch that's like very like doesn't give a care in the world about like what other people think type things. I just really relate to her complexity and her inner thoughts more than like her outward projection of her personality based on how far into the book I am. However, I do very much, when it's like her inner monologue, very much feel ever so slightly called out by some of the things. Read a few more chapters. I realised as I picked the book back up, because it'd been a few days and my brain was fuzzed, that when I was talking about earlier the main female character in the book, I called her Cassie, I think, and her name is Stevie. But I've read a few more chapters, and then I went like out for lunch with my nan and my aunt, and we got back late, well not late but later, like I left here, well I had to go to the doctor's with one of my grandmothers, and then I got back, read for a bit, then I went out for lunch at like, I want to say like 2:45 possibly, and then we got back like near 7 o'clock, and it's now 9, and I'm gonna pick my book back up and I will give you an update when I am further on into the book, because not much has gone on other than like advancing in romance since the last time I saw you. I've officially finished Mile High. I can say with full confidence that this book is a 4 stars out of 5. I know it definitely took me a lot longer than it takes me to read my average books in my videos if you've watched like previous videos, but that's not down to the book. The book itself, the pacing, everything was great. The entire storyline, the development of the characters, like if you know me, I am a sucker for seeing growth in characters and bonding and like found family type vibes, just very like cute and cozy. There was a very nice ratio between like each main character and even like side characters having their own kind of like storylines and being included, as well as there being the side of all of them together and the way that dynamic works. So yeah, 4 star, loved it. I think I don't really know how to describe it. The depth, that's the word I'm looking for, the depth that the characters have to them is so just amazing to read, because it really takes you into the characters as if you're watching, like the words that you're reading feel like you're watching it on a screen. And now that I'm saying this, when I go to write my review on Goodreads, the rating might go up from a 4 star to a 4.5 or something, but the way that this ended was definitely like cliffhanger-esque, and I want to pick up the next book in the series soon. Maybe not the next book I read, just because I feel like switching up from like a romance to like a thriller or something for Halloween, but definitely want to finish this series. I think that's it for this video though, so thank you so much for watching.